Welcome to episode 412 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Good morning.
What's up? I got a cold.
You do have a cold.
I'm going to get that out of the way first. I'm going to sound like this the entire episode. You're welcome.
Yes. What is this? Producer Gerald just sent me something. I don't know what that is that he just sent me.
Did I get it?
I don't know.
Yep, I'm on here too. Let's see what it is.
Let's see. Drum roll, please.
Oh, he's sent us where he's been selling some stuff on Macari.
Oh, okay. Is that what that is?
Just giving you my stats.
My stats, yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
It's like your trading card stats.
You sold 168 items?
Yeah, for $6,000 worth.
That's over the
Just letting
course
it all
of...
go. I get it.
That's over the course of forever, right?
Yes.
So if you've been doing it for like a day, that's pretty awesome. If you've been doing it for like 10 years, and that's not quite as great.
No, I haven't been doing it for 10 years.
Okay.
That's what I'd say if I've been doing it for 10 years too. I don't think eBay tells you lifetime. I'm going to shoot you guys my 90-day stat, though, on here.
All right.
I just thought we'd just trade everything back and forth this morning, because I'm sick.
Why don't we do that? I don't do that, so...
Yeah, the backstory is we were talking about selling stuff, and you're talking about your urge to sell stuff.
Yes. I don't know that it's an urge. It just
like
seems
a soft desire.
We'll go with a soft desire. It seems like I think at my age, with some of the things I've accrued over the years, I could make just a touch of cash, a little extra spending cash from my pockets.
Yeah. I mean, the thing you have to keep in mind, if you're selling your stuff, like your actual possession, is it...
Oh, there's a lot of weighing to do. Yes.
Well, yeah. What will that money replace? And is that fiscally responsible for me to do? Because I buy stuff to sell. I don't usually sell my stuff.
Right. See, the stuff, not all the stuff that I have is stuff that I can't part with. The problem is, I mean, I know there's the old adage that, one man's trash is another man's treasure. But I've picked up a lot of stuff over the years that means nothing to me. It was just a good deal. And the place where I worked at the time allowed me to get a lot of this stuff. It was a really good deal. But I've got, for example, I've got it down here. I've got the God of War Pandora's box from the collector's edition. It means nothing to me. Is it worth it to pick up $30 on it? I don't even know what it sells for. Seems like a lot of research and stuff too, and I'm not super good at that.
What is the price you would let that go for?
Oh, if someone walked up to me and said, "I'll give you $10 for that," I'd be like, "Here you go, bro."
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that you should be listing.
My first sale on Macari was February 6th of 2018.
So over the course of almost 3 years.
Yeah. So about $2,000 a year that I've made off that.
So Pandora's box unopened is $51. Some combination of it being put all together seems to be going for $20 to $40.
Depending into shipping and all that, and
a lot of these are charging $10 shipping.
Right.
$15 shipping.
I'm rural though, so the shipping part creates an issue.
You think it'll cost more, or that you don't have a place close by to drop?
I don't have a super close by that I can just step to drop.
Oh, see. Now I will say, shout out to FedEx. They didn't sponsor the show, but they can. I've started using FedEx versus the post office because the post office is currently fucked right now because of the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, at any given time, because I live at the busiest post office in the world, there's about 100 people in there at any given time. It snakes around the whole place. There's no 6 feet because there's just not enough to line up.
Right.
And I drive by a FedEx place, and I work right beside a FedEx place, and there's never a line, and they give me a receipt, and they're super friendly there.
I do have, I guess it wouldn't be too bad. I do have a UPS not too far.
Yeah. I I don't know about UPS, but FedEx is cheaper than the post office on everything I've mailed so far. So that's been nice. It's a little hot tip for you. Now, Gerald, you're selling your stuff as well as stuff you get to sell.
Yeah.
Do you find that? What happened? You okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you panicked.
I muted you.
like you didn't realize that someone was talking to you at first.
Do you get that emotional regret and attachment?
No.
Okay.
I
want to make sure before I sell something, I always just make sure that, okay, am I okay with this going to go? Do I want it? Does it fit my collection? Then I decide.
The problem for me is not like I'm lucky enough that I don't have to have that money.
Mm-hmm.
So like you were saying, Dan, like that's where I get like it's not one man's trash, another man's treasure. It's like one man's treasure is another man's treasure.
Right.
And so like am I cool to exchange this thing that I like having to someone else who wants to have it in exchange for money that I'll just spend and can't account for?
And here's the thing, you're right. Like, and the thing is all my stuff that I have, whether it's just sits there or is useless or isn't even something I'm really into, it all has some sort of story attached to it. And there is a big, I don't care what you say. You know, you asked me if someone walked up to you and said, what would it take? If someone walked up to me and said $10, I'd take $10 and get it, and they would walk away with it. But that's different than me having to put in all of that work and stuff to then sell it for $20. So there's also a measure of what the work that I'm putting into it is worth. I don't want to do a lot of the stuff that I have. I don't want to do that kind of research on for a couple bucks.
Yeah, that's what I was explaining to you guys. If I sell something for $20, I make $6 off of that. That's not worth it. Right. So you do have to, calculate the time out for yourself and decide, if it, like my yesterday, let me just explain why I can't fuck around for $6 because I don't want anybody to think that I just got it like that. It's just the time thing. Uh-huh. But I got up, I went to Give Me a Five to find this stuff. On the way home, I ran by the post office to ship out packages. I came home, I loaded up my truck full of trash for the dump. Then I went to Lowe's to get lumber for a project I'm working on. Then I came home, I changed clothes, I went to work. After work, I dropped something different off at FedEx that hadn't paid me on time because, of course, there's always one. Mm-hmm. Then I came home and worked on the project. Came home, or once I finished, the sun went down. I immediately came inside, took a shower, and then cooked dinner. Mm-hmm. Then I pulled the news for this podcast. Mm-hmm. Then I played some PlayStation, started to feel bad, took some Mucinex, and went into a coma. Mm-hmm. Like, for $6, there wasn't time for me to squeeze something in there.
Yeah, and go ahead, finish.
A lot of the stuff I have that has some emotional attachment to it, even if it's just a little bit, isn't going to make me big money.
Right, and that's how my stuff is.
So it's like I'm not going to squeeze something in there. I'm not going to force something in there to make $6 for a thing that I do kind of like having.
Mm-hmm. And then I do have some things that I have that would bring in big money that I don't have an emotional attachment to, but that almost doesn't seem worth it for like the three things I own that I feel that way about.
Right. I would argue that you do have some emotional attachment to it also.
What do you mean?
Like you said you have none, but if you had none and it brought in big money, you would sell it.
Well, well, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would argue there's a little bit.
Give us an example.
Yeah. What do you not care about?
I have a old Akai 4000 DS reel-to-reel recorder.
So here my counterpoint. When you got that, I know how excited you were.
I was excited.
To show us.
Yes.
It has some family lineage.
It does.
And if you get rid of that, you'll never have another one.
That's true.
Because you could afford to have another one, but you wouldn't dedicate money to a thing you don't need.
That's true.
So I would argue that you are emotionally attached to that a little bit.
All right, fine. I have an emotional attachment to everything I own. You happy? Is that what you wanted to hear?
No, because I have that also, and that's not a good place to be.
I can't get rid of anything.
Yeah, I'm not happy for you because I suffer from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's even to the point, like, I have comics now that I've had, like, graded and stuff that are worth, like, $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And there they are.
Yeah, my favorite thing about me is how I will tell other people you got to hold on to the memory, not the stuff, and I will just smash every fucking square inch of my house full of my stuff.
Yeah.
Because what I mean is you got to hold on to the memory, not the
Not
stuff.
me.
I've got to
Yeah.
hold on to the stuff and the memory.
Yeah.
Also, I have the memory of a goldfish, so the things are my trigger for the memory.
Mm.
It will be impossible for me to hold on to the memory, not the thing, because I don't have the memory without the thing in most cases. You know, when you have the amount of stuff that, you know, Gerald, you, me, that we have, like, I think it's hard to hold on to the memory only.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, each one has a trigger, yeah.
Yeah. And I see stuff and I get it, you know, I have a lot of stuff that's not displayed, so, like, as I find stuff, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember. This is fucking great. Let me tell you how I got this.
Yep.
And no one else gives a shit. No one. I want to be clear on that.
Yeah.
But for me, that's fun. And I'm sure, you know, I know that you have those stories. And Gerald, I'm sure you have those stories as well.
Back to what I want to do is I wanted to rant against Sony again last night. Or actually, I want to do it today because of last night. I wanted to join you guys' party, and I couldn't.
Oh.
It was it's at this point, at midnight, it's too fucking complicated to throw out a text and say, hey, invite me.
It's stupid because if you are not on the party, you cannot join.
Yes, you can't even see it.
Right.
You can't even, like, request an invite. Like, say, even if someone is on your friends list.
Yeah.
You can't be like, hey. How hard would it be to just put a little box there? If you go to it pulled up the party, said who was in the party, little box, request invite. They don't invite you, hey, fuck it, you're a dickhead. Cool. They don't like you.
The other problem is, if you are on the party, every single time someone gets in, it will send you an invite even if you're not playing.
Yes.
So there's like no good in between. Either you can't get in the party or you have to get bothered that you're not in the party.
Right.
I don't like the way that works at all, but I like some of the things that they've done with the party. I just don't like that. Like, I like that persistent environment where you can message people maybe that you're not friends with, but you play with a lot.
Mm-hmm.
See, I could just text any one of you.
Right.
But, like, if there were people we played with that we weren't close with, you know, it would be neat to, like, Gerald plays with a lot of strangers. It'd be neat for him to be able to, at any point, message those people without having to exchange numbers and get, you know, dick pics sent to him and stuff.
Right. I understand the thinking behind what Sony's doing with the party system. I understand it. However, the last system worked perfectly. Why don't you just make the changes into that integration, not completely 180 the fucking thing? It's more, and make it impossible for people who don't constantly play together to meet.
They should have just kept the option they had before, which was allow friends to join, allow friends of friends to join, or allow anyone to join.
Yeah.
When you set it up,
just
you
set
could
up
have
your
kept
privacy
it.
settings on it. You can set it up public or private.
Yeah, and so I don't like the way that works for sure.
Because I didn't want to play with you guys last night, but I was going to jump in so we could chat. I haven't talked to you guys.
Well,
can't
the
do
night
that.
before,
Sony doesn't want me to be friends with my friends.
same thing. The night before, we played with friend of the show Marshall 205's friend from work, because friend of the show Pat Man's not been playing much because he got the sleep disease or whatever, where he has to go to bed every night at 9:30. So we were playing with him, and then Pat Man was like, "Hey, I can't get in the party," and I'm like, "Well, that's because we started a new party. Invite this guy," because we were inviting him every night to play, and he wasn't playing.
Right.
So like mid tournament, I'm trying to like get over to invite him.
Right.
It's just it's not good. I don't like the way that works at all. I want all of my friends to be able to join at any time without sending them an invite every time I play.
Mm-hmm. And having to set up a completely different party each time, depending on who you've set up to play with.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I had to tell I think you were on the one the other day that Howard joined, and we got on at like 11 o'clock, and I was like, hey, you have to make sure you get on one with just you and I, because they're in bed. You guys are an hour ahead. Now you're going to get an invite.
Yeah, it won't wake me up. So you don't.
But if you have your notifications on the PlayStation app, it goes off like a text message.
Yeah, I know. I don't wake up.
So, yeah, but I just try to be mindful.
No, I
get
get it. It's the point. No, I understand.
Yeah, you have to be careful not to do that and be an asshole.
It's because some people are light sleepers or have children sleeping in their room in a crib.
Yeah, you just
or whatever.
And then Howard's like, I forgot about that. Like, it's so dumb that it shouldn't even be that way that he wasn't even thinking.
Right.
It's just, I also don't like the party. Now, that was a hard pivot from selling everything you own to why you hate the party system.
Hey, you know what? I got a lot going on. You want another hard pivot? Guess what I bought this week?
Yeah, let's hear it. I don't even begin to know where to guess.
A quarter cow.
Really?
All processed.
About to say, already ready to go, though. You just got to throw it in the deep freeze.
Yeah.
Now,
Black Angus, grass-fed organic.
From like a friend or?
A farm.
Okay.
A friend with the farm.
What quarter did you buy? You get a little everything?
Split a little bit of everything. Got some steaks. I only got one roast because I really only wanted one roast. Got some different, ribeyes, porterhouses. A lot of ground beef. Some of them pattied up. Some of them just as regular ground beef. Flank steaks, cube steaks, stew meat.
Now, obviously, the quality should be better, but is it more cost effective as well?
Yeah. Listen, it's 125 pounds of meat.
Yeah.
And all processed, all packaged. Black Angus, like I said, organic, grass-fed. And I got it for $6.
Look at producer Gerald pulled up a picture of.
Yeah, and it generally, the going rate right now for that much meat is, I looked it up and did the math. It's like $725 or something. So
yeah, it's like he's got it listed for $1,000.
Yeah.
$9.99.
So
I just
I'm not seeing video. I'm not seeing producer Gerald's video.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, he's got it pulled up. He pulled up one that's selling a quarter cow for $9.99.
I'm seeing producer Gerald. That's it. He's a cutie though, so it's fine.
What you don't see him in the middle of the screen? You don't see his giant screen?
No, I don't. I see him. I see you up top. I see him down below.
Oh, I see his stuff.
It's like we're just on a hi. It's like we're just on a Skype call, all of us.
Huh. It's working. I don't know, technical issues. I was in this Mucinex coma, so I got here late. So maybe what I'm seeing is not even real. Maybe I'm just imagining what I think he's showing.
I'm sure you are. There's something going on. It's always something.
All right. Now he switched to video again.
See,
your beard's looking really full this morning.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's looking mighty nice. Producer Gerald, he's been talking, but he's here also. I don't know if we said that.
Yes, we did.
But
we did.
We don't have a PG soundboard, though. That's actually him.
We did say it.
I know it sounds like it wasn't him whenever I asked him something earlier, and there was a long pause, and then he punched the microphone.
Yeah, there was that. Yeah.
But he's really here. That all happened. Can you see it now?
No.
Oh, yeah, your shit's broke.
It's not making any switch. It's still just you guys on camera.
Oh, yeah, your shit's broke. Do you have your tiny screen big? The little one your pop-up blown up, maybe?
No, I don't have a pop-up. The only thing I have is a picture of me in the corner for reference.
Because I have the little pop-up that also floats around that I can drag around.
No, I don't see that anywhere. I don't have that anywhere. I've never had this issue before. This doesn't usually.
The show must go on, folks. We're going to do it old school style for Dan.
This doesn't usually happen to me.
I swear it's never happened. This is just a special occasion, I guess. It's really your fault if you think about it, you know? Oh, my goodness. Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about a lot that doesn't amount to a lot today, and so you can look forward to that. I have really not played anything other than Rocket League. I have zero updates about Luna. I still haven't played anymore. I pretty much have zero updates about anything that matters because work has been so insane lately.
I don't have many updates. I did not play any Rocket League. I was going to talk to the guys that played Rocket League, but we already talked about that. Sony's a bitch.
Shout out Sony.
Yeah, sponsor a show.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor, get in here and Dan will stop talking shit about you at least for a minute.
I really haven't played much. What I have played, I played Valhalla. So I still really like that game. I got a conundrum coming up because I suddenly received an email the other day that I apparently pre-ordered Cyberpunk 2077 last January. So I don't know how that's going to go.
I didn't realize you did that.
Huh?
Yeah, I didn't realize you had done that.
Me either. So I guess I'm probably going to pick it up and not play it till I finish Valhalla.
We're going to talk about Cyberpunk, so shelve those thoughts because I do want to pick your brain on it a little bit.
So that's really all I played. I didn't get a chance to play any more Luna this week.
Gerald, you platinumed Fallout 76, but did you go back for this update?
Yeah, I got talked into doing it by the guys I normally play with.
I hear what you're saying. I think you were already going to go back, though. I hear the
really
blame
wasn't.
that
I was trying to get this other platinum on another game, but
which update? Oh, is that the Brotherhood of Steel?
Yeah, they went live with it early, which is not a thing that ever happens in video games.
Right.
How is it?
It's actually really cool. The stuff you get out of it, you get an underground vault or like a little shelter.
That's cool.
Right away, so you don't even have to really like do any major missions. And then if you complete the big storyline, you actually get your own vault. So you get more space to put all your cool stuff that you get.
Which was one of your major complaints.
Yeah.
The vault's pretty gangster too. I like that. What's it's free, right?
Yeah, it's a free update.
And have you gotten your own vault yet?
No, I haven't got there. I'm not playing enough to do that.
What do you think the timeline is to get that? Like, what kind of hours does the gentleman have to sink into it?
I'm not even sure.
Another 500 or? No,
it won't be 500. Depends on if you play by yourself or you play with somebody to help you with your missions.
You're thinking like 50,
if I play
50
with
hours,
the
maybe?
couple guys I play with, we'll knock out missions like really quick.
Over under 20 hours?
Over.
50?
Whew.
But it'll be under 50.
About 35.
God. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. 35 hours. You heard it here first, folks. Now, what are you working on the platinum in?
Battlefront 2.
Oh, yeah, you're still working on that.
Still working that, yeah.
Well, Godspeed. That's all I can tell you.
Good luck and Godspeed.
Yeah, I as soon as I saw that it dropped early, I'm like, I bet he plays it again. I think he pretty much said he was totally done, but I bet he's not.
Stanley Goodspeed.
Because
one of the guys I played with originally, after you guys dropped off, he jumped back in, and he was on, hey, I need some help. Can you come and help me? And I'm like, damn it. All right. Because I helped him. I mean, he helped me along, so I figured I owed him the favor. Then the guy that I play with currently, he jumped back in. He said, I'm trying to play this really still. So we teamed up and we played for a few days.
I hear you, but I think you spend the hours you spend in there was a part of you just wanted to see. Because you spent a lifetime in that game.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's your game of the year. I've already decided.
I can't. It came out last year.
I know. That's how bad of a choice it is. You've already crowned it. Game of the year 2020.
Yeah, but
even though it came out.
Did it though?
Yeah, right. That's soft launch.
I mean, yeah. I guess you could say it released last year, but did it come out? I mean,
if you only go off games that got good in that year, the whole list would look different.
Yeah. I do feel like that needs to be adjusted a little bit. That maybe that should be allowed. To where, it released in October and sucked, but they made it better the following year. So I think it should still be in consideration.
Well, that means No Man's Sky should be a part of that list too.
Yeah, I agree.
No Man's Sky is like nominated for a bunch of stuff, I think, in the Game Awards.
Yeah, it is literally like not the game it was when it first came out.
Did you hear that sneeze I just had?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
You guys could be listening to the initial stages of a cold, a sinus infection, or COVID. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I'll update everybody next week if I'm around. If only Dan and Gerald are on, you know that it took a turn for the worse.
We thought it was gonna this morning when you didn't show up for 20 minutes.
It's
And my favorite, favorite was you texted me and said getting on now, and then 10 minutes later you popped up. I was like, okay, we have different definitions of now, I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was in bed when I sent you that. And I have to, for everyone who's never seen the video, I have to set up the place that I'm in.
He does, yes. Why don't you do that prior?
Because I don't not wake up.
Okay.
I set my alarm for an hour ahead so that I could do that.
Okay, that's fair.
I also record in the closet that people have to get into to get clothes out of. So
yeah. That's true. I forgot about that.
It's hard for me to set up prior. Also, when I woke up, my alarm had been going off for roughly 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, shout out to iPhone, because I don't know if it went off that entire time or if it takes a break and then tries again.
Yeah, I don't know how that works either, because I always wake up when my alarm goes off.
That's an enormous amount of time for it to be going off continuously.
Yeah, you think you'd have caught it at some point.
It's right beside my head, too, on a nightstand.
Yeah, I get it.
I feel like my throat's closing up. I'm going to make a lot of body noises if I can for everybody listening.
Okay.
If you really want to crank up those headphones and just listen to me struggle. But yeah, so
do you want me to roll through these? Or are you able to?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Got a little nose leakage, but I'm good.
All right, I was going to help, but I didn't really want to, I'll be honest. But
yeah, the show must go on.
I was gonna.
So head over to patreon.com/GameStitch and fund my Mucinex trip that I'm going to need every day except for Saturday night, which I shouldn't be taking it apparently. Also, I'm an asshole. I took it at like 1 o'clock last night.
Yeah, I was going to say, I figured you probably... That was your problem. If you had taken it at like 9, you'd have been fine.
Yeah, I took it late as hell because I'll tell you, I didn't feel so bad yesterday, and then as the time went on, I felt worse and worse.
Yeah, that's how illness works. Yeah.
And then I got off from playing it about midnight, and I laid down for like an hour and couldn't get to sleep, and I got up and took some.
I did see that you guys got off awfully early.
Still confident that I could wake up. I never even thought I just wanted to go to bed that bad.
Well, it's not like it was NyQuil. Like NyQuil, you kind of know what you're getting. Mucinex can go either way.
Yeah, it's a Mucinex nighttime, and it doesn't usually... I mean, it puts me to sleep, but it doesn't knock me out. Like NyQuil puts me in some sort of funk for like 2.5 days.
I think somebody's cooking bacon.
You hope someone's cooking bacon.
I smell it. Someone is definitely cooking bacon.
I need someone to cook it here to see if I still have the gift of smell.
Okay, we need to run through this real quick.
You don't want that cold bacon? Head over to patreon.com/GameStitch, like I was saying, to support us over there. We don't actually use it for Mucinex, but if it makes you feel better to think that, you can.
I mean, I guess we could.
We could, but we don't.
Let's not. I don't need Mucinex. It would just be for you, and we're a team.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get you like you do allergy medicine?
No.
What are you taking, like a 1 a day or anything?
No.
Golly. Have you seen, I know that you drink a lot of those drinks.
I do.
And you used to drink a lot of Mountain Dew. Do you see that Mountain Dew Zero Sugar now?
They do. I've tried it.
I tried one too, and as a guy that doesn't like diet drinks, I actually thought it was okay.
It's not terrible.
Yeah. It's not a Mountain Dew.
Mm-mm.
But it's a close cousin to one.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely...
I wasn't grossed out by it.
No, I wasn't either. I mean, I could drink another one.
Yeah. Do you still drink Mountain Dew Hard like that?
No.
Would you just drink those ice and then energy drinks, I assume?
Yes, pretty much. Some water. Started drinking some more milk.
Some water. I like that. Like that was a really soft commitment to the water.
Just water to me is boring. It's so hard to explain.
Gerald, what's your drink of choice?
Water, Gatorade.
Gatorade. What color Gatorade?
Purple.
Getting exotic. Is that like Glacier Freeze? I don't even know what purple is.
It's like there's a grape one. There's another kind of like
a lighter frost one.
Yeah, the frost. I like that white frost one.
I like the blue frost one.
I worked really hard to not make an adult joke about that White Frost one. So I want everybody to appreciate that I did that for you guys this morning. Because it was right there. I was close. I was going to describe what it looked like in case you were shopping for it. But
describe what it looked like?
Yeah. It's like a dirty dishwater color. But that wasn't what I was going to say.
No, I'm sure it's...
Frost Rainberry.
Rainberry. Pull up that Frost. I think it's black cherry. Even though it's white.
I have no idea. And I can't see
it. Might just be...
So.
Oh, yeah, you can't even see this fun. He pulled up that lilac-colored Gatorade. It looks nice. Yeah, that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite. If I'm going to slam a Gatorade. It's that white, that cummy-looking one beside it.
There it is. I thought you weren't going to do that.
Yeah, well, he was trying to find a picture.
That says Glacier Cherry, just like this other one does.
Yeah, but that one's like clear. I wish it looked like that. It's not. It's that weird, like, dirty dishwater color.
There, better.
That first one you clicked on is like clear.
Super clear.
Yeah. Anyways, shout out to Gatorade. If you want to sponsor the show, you can get up in here, Gatorade. A podcast at Gamestitch.com. Let us know.
We promise.
I'll
we'll
just
stop
tell you
saying
when
your
we
drinks look cummy.
Oh yeah. Probably won't stop saying that because.
But I only drink Gatorade after I work out. The rest of the time I'm drinking water.
Well, if I did that, I'd never fucking have Gatorade, Gerald.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so thanks to you, Dave.
What's happening? What was that?
What was that?
That was my phone.
Somebody's porn video started playing in the middle of the show. How embarrassing.
No, it was some ad.
Oh, step bro, I'm stuck in the dryer again.
Step bro, come help me.
Yeah. What are you stuck on specifically? How does that even happen?
I don't know. I think it's stuck under the...
I'm trying to look up stuff on my phone in the background and an ad come on.
Let me see if I can't loosen you up with my cock. And then I love more than a good porn plot line.
It's all the rage now, right now. Step bro, step sis.
Step bro,
is
step
all the
mom?
rage, I guess.
People are just bored.
Not
People
into
just need
it.
something fun. Not into the step bro thing?
I mean, all the weirdness in the world, and that's what people like. Really? Come on, man.
I like the creative ways that people get stuck in situations where you can't
where
get
you
stuck
shouldn't
in.
get stuck. Right.
They're like, oh, I was getting a sock from under the bed and now I'm stuck. And guys like, cool, if I fuck. Like, there's so much wrong with that.
And they always do the same thing, too. They rub their hands and lick their lips.
Yeah. That's the move.
Nobody does that.
I exclusively do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that
Yeah,
start to finish.
with your sinus infection / COVID. I'm sure it's super sexy, too.
Yeah. Probably sinus infection, everybody. Just calm down. Probably. Have you seen the? Now I'm gonna tread lightly here.
Okay.
Because I just want to know if you've seen it. I don't want to go into the. Have you seen the people wearing the mesh mask?
No.
Like they're not solid, but you're like skirting the system by wearing a mask,
Yes.
but it's not really a mask.
Yes, I have.
Those problem solvers are out there.
Yeah.
Just want to see if you had seen that. I don't want to go too deep here. I know there's like a lot of emotions that hit when you think about that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they're using like window screen.
Yeah.
To make them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you should breathe in window screen. It's not designed, I don't think, to be breathed in. So just make sure whatever you're making your mask out of that you
right is breathable.
Don't make one out of insulation or whatever, right?
Yeah. Actually, if you're not just going to use a regular mask, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The yellow fiberglass is the best material.
Yeah.
You should. That's what you want. But you have to make sure that you peel the backing off first.
Yeah, and then coat the outside with some lead-based paint to hold it together.
Yeah, yeah. And don't forget, what you really want to do is, it turns out that you just need to grab a bunch of thermometers and break them and pour them all over those, too.
Whoa. Mercury.
Yes.
Now, I feel like you'd be going on a rant right now if you had Gerald's video.
Listen.
So probably be glad that you don't.
Listen, I wouldn't be going on a rant, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
It
would sound like this if you did.
That is not my hill to die on. That should be nobody's hill to die on.
I agree. That's why I said I just want to try. I just wanted to know if you'd seen how creative people had gotten.
You know, if you're worried about certain things that your government may be doing, there are other ways where you could actually make a hard stance The problem is most of those come with consequences. That's why nobody does that. Masks is easy.
Now, let me tell you what I think I might have to start doing is wearing a full motorcycle helmet. Because now that winter is hit, my mask fogs up instantly with my glasses. Or my glasses do with my mask in a way that they didn't during summer. And I don't want to bump my head. Because I can't see at all. And I work at night sometimes outside. I may have to wear a helmet. So I don't get concussed. So I'm debating if I would look cooler not walking down the street in a full motorcycle helmet.
You would, especially in your polo shirt.
Yeah, in my polo and khakis. To paint the full picture.
Carry your briefcase with a motorcycle helmet.
I don't have a briefcase.
You go,
I've never
boy.
been important enough.
Oh, you got it. What do you got? You got a European man bag?
I have a work backpack, sir.
Oh, okay.
It looks very professional. I look like a student.
Okay. You won't with the helmet, I promise.
Maybe I'll just look extra safe. Plus, if I need a little air between people, I could flip it up.
Flip it up, flip it down. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Speaking of the world around us changing, Warner Brothers. HBO threw a wrench into the movie scene.
Did they though?
I think so. If you listen to the report, the statements that both AMC and Regal put out,
if you listen to their
assume
statements, yeah, you're right. But
that there was some sort of wrench thrown in their situation. I'm going to read this for what it is. In the most dramatic move yet for a studio making its plans for movie releases in 2021, Warner has announced that it will put its entire theatrical lineup onto streaming next year. As initially reported by Variety, the studio's movies will hit HBO Max in the U.S. and Canada, day and date with the theatrical release for the first month of release. This includes films such as Matrix 4, Dune, Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat, The Suicide Squad, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, Space Jam: A New Legacy, to name a few. So this is interesting. This is a world that I want to live in because I don't like going to the movies, but sometimes I might want to see a thing. But I think the option should be there also to go to the movies.
it is.
I like this. I like options.
It is. The
A lot of
option's still
people
there.
not liking this.
Like which people?
Like, I have some other friends that see movies and they start to say, like, this is the beginning of the end. It starts with this and then it transitions to they don't go to movies at all anymore.
No, it's not.
Like
Movie
the films.
theaters, listen, yeah, those people are just doomsdayers.
Well, it's the same thing with, like, digital video games. People go down the same route with that,
Right.
too.
It's not what it's going to do is it's going to force these large chain theaters to take a long, hard look at their business model and make it a little more consumer friendly. So that it doesn't cost $12 for popcorn, and it doesn't cost,
Right.
it's going to force some changes, but they're going to benefit the consumer. That's what options do. Okay, options is just really another way to say competition. There's more than one way to watch this now. Movie theaters for a long time had a monopoly on movies. They don't.
It's good
now.
for people like me who weren't going to go to the movies to see something because now
Right.
I have the ability to see that. So it's interesting. I mean, you saw when COVID was in full swing, not to say that it's not now, but like Trolls World Tours would have never done what it did if it wasn't for the release that it had during a time when people couldn't leave the house.
Right.
This is different because it's included with HBO Max. You're not even paying additional on top of it. So I assume this will influence the amount of people. So while I agree with you is it should make things cheaper and better, but there's a thought that things get worse because to recoup the money, they jack the prices up even more at the theater.
Well, what that's going to do is, but see, that won't be a viable solution either, because then the only people you're going to get going are your hardcore movie theater people, and they are not going to sustain that business model.
But
you're not going to have
feel
families that take a Saturday to go.
I feel like movie theaters constantly make the wrong choice, though. So that's why I think the fear is there that their knee-jerk reaction won't be, let's make this experience better and cheaper for a family to be able to go. It'll be like, let's jack it up even more.
Well, I think you're right when you say that, but I think I think you have to differentiate between the AMCs, the Regals, and some of the more independent theaters out there.
But they're already running at, I would say, maybe half capacity in order to properly social distance in most places. They already can't put as many people in there as they could, and now you're going to lose another chunk of those to people who can now watch it from home. I just think that the urge to want to get what you can get while you still can may pop up for some of these, and that is the part that scares. I don't want theaters to go away. As a guy that doesn't go to them, I don't want them to go away.
I mean, and you may be right there, because you're right, they tend to make the wrong choice.
Yeah.
But that's an option for people.
Yeah.
If they want to spend that much money to do that, go ahead. No one's saying don't.
Yeah, but as a guy like you who goes to the movies a lot, I don't want that future for you. I don't want it to be outrageous
but
for
I
you
don't,
to be able to
I
go.
don't go to the big theaters. I have a small 100-year-old theater in my hometown that has been retrofitted itself to show the big movies. It gets all the new releases.
And you don't think it changes either way?
I don't think it changes. If not, it goes to some other model that it does on top of that. I have an independent theater here that does a lot of foreign films and does like cult classic nights and all that. They don't do the new stuff. I like going to that stuff too. The thing is I like new movies, but I like movies that have already been released that I haven't seen yet either. And there's a number of ways to watch those as well.
Now, does this HBO Max Warner Brothers move, does that excite you about having HBO Max to be able to watch those?
Absolutely does.
Yeah. So that was their point.
It absolutely does.
For both of them. So, I think all I've heard from people who don't go to the movies a lot, or who do but wouldn't go for all of these movies, is excitement.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't, right now, out of all of these movies, the only movie I would actually go to see in the theater would be Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah. So it becomes the Luna, the Game Pass thing we're talking about, where you play shit you wouldn't play if you had to pay for it.
Right.
You will watch movies you wouldn't watch.
Yeah. Or I would wait.
And maybe
I wouldn't watch when they release. I would watch, like Matrix 4, of course I'll watch that eventually. But I wouldn't go to the theater to watch it.
You may end up loving it too, which is also, the point behind Warner Brothers is that you fall in love with a franchise you maybe wouldn't have watched or would have waited to watch.
Well, here's the thing I'll do too. This opens up a new door for me, because this is something I've thought about. Let's see Matrix 4 releases day and date. I watch it on my 65-inch TV with my soundbar. Well, the way my mind works as a movie guy is, holy shit, I'd love to see that on the big screen. Now I might go to the theater to watch it. Because I've said that about a lot of movies that I didn't see at the theater that, I eventually saw on DVD or streaming or Blu-ray or whatever. I was like, man, I wish I could have seen that in the theater. That would have been great. But it's out of the theater by now. So there is that side of it too for movie people. Which, granted, that's not as large a part, but.
Now, I want to voice my core problem before we move on.
Sure.
Like everything that is a good idea, this is the beginning of the end, because everyone will have this idea with a separate streaming service now, which is the opposite of what everybody needs.
Yes, and Universal will do it through Netflix or through Paramount or whatever.
Yeah, now I got to have the fucking Peacock to be able to watch any Universal shit, because that's already NBC, and so I'm sure that'll all line up. And it's that funny situation where you look back and you see Disney and NBC and everybody saying, hey, we've got a Fox, we got to get in on one thing because we don't want there to be a million platforms, and Hulu starts, and then everybody left to go make their own.
Right.
So like they even know the problem and still are a part of it. So, just wait until Sony announces, hey, ours are part of this now. And, Lionsgate says, well, ours is part of this. And in order to get them all, it's just more cost effective to go to the movies again.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Gerald, what are your thoughts?
I like this part of it because for me, who likes movies, I get to see these movies now. But I do not want the movies to go out away from the theater, because me and my wife like to go watch movies. And some of these, pretty much almost all these movies, I would go to the movie theater and watch.
Yeah, I don't think movie theaters will. And here's the thing: the technology is going to be there one day. When I go to a movie, when I really like to go to a movie? I like to go to a movie at noon on a Tuesday afternoon. You know why? I'm the only motherfucker there.
Gerald goes at dumb times too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the technology's not there yet for a 200-foot screen with with all this. That experience is never going to go away. That experience.
It'll be
will always
interesting
be
to
there.
see because you guys see movies more than anybody I know. You two.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how it changes and just pivots over time because, AMC survived the Movie Pass thing.
Mm-hmm.
They adapted. I do think AMC is among the worst when it comes to decision making, but they survived that. So I'm sure that they are formulating a plan. There is that thought that people say, well, then they just won't show Warner Brothers movies now to prove a point, but that only hurts them.
Right. Warner Brothers is the whole reason it started because Warner Brothers found a place to put this stuff.
Yeah, so it's fine. You don't want to show it, don't show it.
And here's another thing to be very careful of. When you're sitting there listening to their whole spiel, the whole AMC Regal spiel, don't keep in mind the only thing it's about is them losing money. That's their concern.
Yeah.
The way they make money is to give you a way to watch those movies. They're not concerned about you watching the movie. They're worried about their share of that pie.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll keep a close eye on it. It's one of those things that I feel like we can't really comment on till a year from now.
Yeah, I mean, you won't know how it went either way.
Yeah, but we'll keep an eye on it. Movie Pass has almost become a joke, but it changed the way that theaters operate.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume that this will have an impact on that as well. But as the world starts to return to some sort of normalcy, people will have the urge to go out and do the things they did before in groups.
And movies will be one of them.
That will benefit, theaters. So we'll see. Moving on, Microsoft has acquired esports tournament platform Smash GG, which I thought was surprising. It's a statement from Smash. Since we started in 2015, our goal has been to build active esports scenes around the games people love to play. This is from their website, from Smash's website. Today, we're excited to take the next step in that journey by joining Microsoft to help strengthen our existing relationships and explore new opportunities. Smash will continue a self-service esports platform available for tournament organizers and all game communities. Now, I know Smash back from the early Rocket League days.
Mm-hmm.
Those tournaments were on Smash. Obviously, from the name of it, it did spring up around the Smash Brothers community.
Right.
Smash is largely, has itself enthralled in the fighting game community scene. So, this... Look, they probably, I don't think they announced here, they probably got it cheap. And it probably makes a lot of sense for Microsoft because I think tournaments are important. And being able to host tournaments on your console that aren't stupid, I think, are important.
Yep.
Rocket League has these tournaments that go in the background of Rocket League that are sanctioned by Rocket League, and they've really got us back into Rocket League.
Right.
And so, you take a game you love to play and you add that official, I want a tournament and here's the thing to show that into games. I think there's an impact there, and I think Microsoft just gave themselves the ability to start working on that.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move from Microsoft, and I think it's very indicative of what their new mission statement is for their console brand, to be much more inclusive and to really be able to do everything that you want it to do. Again, completely different from Sony. I can't even join a party.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I quit talking about it because it almost became a joke, but THQ Nordic still buying everybody.
mm-hmm.
But if you look at what they're buying things that strengthen their brand. They're buying marketing agencies. They're buying QA companies that just do QA testing.
Yep.
They're buying port studios. They're buying things that strengthen the THQ Nordic brand that aren't just studios that pump out games. And I think you're seeing Microsoft do something similar on a much larger scale.
Yes, much more, not just games, but inclusive of everything Microsoft wants to be as a brand.
Yeah. Yeah, people make fun of THQ Nordic, but if it wasn't working, they wouldn't still be able to buy studios like they are.
Right.
They have 100+ games in development, and I think last year was their biggest year so far. So, we make fun of them, but you watch out. They're fucking sneaky back there in the background, scooping up everybody and making themselves a powerhouse. I mean, they're huge.
Yeah, they are huge.
So we'll keep an eye on that. But I think that's a good acquisition by Microsoft. I don't think it would have made sense for Sony to buy them, but I do think it makes sense for Microsoft too.
Mm-hmm.
Sony just doesn't have the capital that Microsoft does, and that's not where I need them to put their money right now.
And Sony doesn't have that same vision.
Yeah.
They have a different vision for what they want to do as opposed to what Microsoft is trying to do. And that's fine. That's fair. But
I assume that Phil Spencer just used his debit card for this purchase.
Right. What they did is they went into Microsoft headquarters and just dug through the couch cushions.
Yeah. He was like, "How much did I give you already?" Okay, here's the rest. But yeah, that I want to see how that integration goes down the road. Again, that's not just like the movie thing. You're not going to see that now. It's going to be maybe even next generation when you realize everything has tournaments built in, and who knows. Just to warn everybody, a quick PSA: Cyberpunk, which Dan apparently will be is slated to have a 43 gig update around launch. So it was already a big boy, and now it's coming with a big boy size patch.
I kind of anticipated this, so
just warning everybody who's on one of the new consoles where storage is becoming an issue fast, especially on Sony's side. You're going to be around 100 gigs, it looks like.
Yep.
So,
and I'll be getting. I don't know if that'll be playing it right away. I'll go ahead and pick it up for the pre-order bonus, which I don't even know what it is anymore because I pre-ordered it in January. But
now this worst case scenario for you to have two big games hitting. Like while you're still midstream one.
I know.
Because there is going to be that urge to just let me just check out Cyberpunk. Let me see what it's talking about real quick.
I know.
And I don't give a shit what anyone says. You can't play two games hardcore like that.
No, you can't. You're right. And I still have I am 42 hours in to Valhalla. And I still have a long way to go if I were
You have another 50 hours in that game, yeah.
So my hope is that I'm going to pick it up and just let it sit on the shelf until it's time to play it. What I might do is I might just go cancel the pre-order. I just don't know.
The only way you don't play that game is to cancel that pre-order.
Yeah, I know. That's
because if it's there, you'll play it.
And you're right. You're probably absolutely right. You're no doubt absolutely right, I should say.
Also, I don't think you'll cancel it.
Where did you pre-order it?
When?
Where?
GameStop.
You are getting a Power Up Awards member who received the $20 game coin stored credit with their purchase when picking up the game. Pro members will get an extra $10, so it looks like you get money.
Oh.
What's a game coin?
I don't have no idea. I don't think that was even a thing when I pre-ordered it.
I don't know. That's what it shows on here.
So game coin maybe be... Receive 20 game.
I think it's like in-store credit maybe.
In-store credit, or maybe for the game itself?
Oh yeah, maybe that is what it's for.
I'll check it out.
I don't know. If that thing ends up in your home, you will play it.
You're probably right.
Before you finish Valhalla.
And then, unfortunately, the other side of that is it's probably going to be in my home.
Yeah. No, I know it's going to be in your home. When you're like, I might just cancel it. I'm like, yeah, and I might just fucking sell all those things that I'm attached to. We were talking about earlier too.
That ain't happening. But
right, neither is you canceling this thing. You're gonna get it. You're gonna.
Oh no, game coin's a GameStop thing.
But
does it say what it is?
Yeah.
Scroll up. What does that top part say?
I can't see any of it. So you
get games, get coins, use it on your next purchase. Yeah, it's like store credit.
Okay.
So you could be looking at $20 to $30 store credit.
Okay.
According to this, are you a pro member?
Yes.
Yeah, so you could be looking at like $30.
And yeah. I mean, Cyberpunk is the game that I've been looking forward to.
It's a no-brainer for you to keep it. I mean, look at it. They're giving it to you, basically.
Valhalla was so much better than I expected it to be, but it was still an impulse purchase because I wanted something new to play.
The downside is if you get Cyberpunk, which you will, and you put it in, which you will, Valhalla's done. And you have to make that Like, you have to know that happens as soon as you put Cyberpunk in, because Cyberpunk is easily going to be a 100-hour game as well.
Yeah, I know.
And then by then, the next thing will be out, and you just start the fucking cycle all over again. So
I could also wait for to get a PS5 to get Cyberpunk.
You could.
I probably won't do that either.
Free upgrade, so why wait?
I won't do that either. Just to be clear.
Gerald, are you interested in Cyberpunk?
No.
Yeah, I'm interested in playing it, but I'm not gonna get on release day.
See what happens when you think you know what someone's gonna say, people?
Wow.
Dan was so sure he's gonna. I also thought no. I just didn't say. For what it's worth, but
I'm also way behind on games, so I haven't played Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima and all that.
Yeah, since you're working on a platinum for Battlefront 2, I already knew that.
Right.
Yeah, I want to play Ghost really bad.
And spend half of an eternity in Fallout.
He's back. He's back in Fallout, like he never left. Not even chasing anything now because he's platinumed it. Just enjoying life. Next one, kind of just a PSA, and then we're going to go into a quick fire PSAs. But make sure if you're playing Animal Crossing still that you're in there now. All the holiday stuff is live, so get it while you can. Get it while it's hot, as the kids say, because all of that's in there. The Christmas stuff is actually really cool, so it looks good set up around your town. You got anything to say to that, Dan?
No.
Joe, are you still playing Animal Crossing?
Yep, played it this morning.
Hell yeah. I like your attitude. I haven't had time to play, which is a bullshit excuse, but it's just the one I have. But I will be playing today.
You're playing some Animal Crossing today?
Mm-hmm. And I got I got not everything, but I got a lot of the Halloween stuff, so I'm not too far jacked up, but jacked up nonetheless. I got to get back into it. So the end of the year is coming. A lot of moves, positive and negative, going on right now. There's like 45 different studio moves. I pulled some of the top ones, and I just want to go through these quick. We don't have to have a conversation about them. I just want to make sure people are aware of what's going on. Some of these are bigger than others. We'll start with The Last of Us. The Last of Us, Neil Druckmann, Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann, I should say, is now the co-president of Naughty Dog. Named through a statement on their website. I think that this probably was a move to ensure he does not leave.
Yeah.
So, shout out to him. The Days Gone writer and director have both left Studio Bend. So that's Jeff Ross revealed on Twitter that he was leaving the studio, along with the writer and director John Garvin.
So, I gotta believe it was a bad experience.
Yeah, well, I gotta believe working on the same game that you started back when zombies were cool for 8 years was probably not fun, especially now they're working on another fucking zombie game, because you're out of your mind if you think they're not making a Days Gone 2, because it did very well financially. 2 keys leave BioWare. So BioWare's Casey Hudson, the general manager, and Mark Dara. I don't know how you say his name.
Mark Dara.
Yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition executive producer are both retiring from the studio to make way for the new creators. Hudson will be replaced by Gary McKay, who is senior director of development operations before this, and Dara's role will be filled by Christian Daly, BioWare Austin studio director currently. Yeah,
what's interesting about this one is Casey Hudson just came back 2 years ago, and he's left already.
It's his second stint. I think he was brought in to fix the studio.
And I think this is an indication that the powers above him are not giving him the freedom he needs to do that.
I think you could read into this that either he doesn't feel like it's going the way it should, or they didn't feel like it was going the way that it should. It's hard not to root for the guy that you know did good work before, so you would lean towards the studio, but with everything else going on, that kind of got buried in a lot of the headlines, but I think it's a pretty big deal.
The indication, I think the biggest takeaway here is the BioWare of the past is just the past.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty indicative that they are a new, different kind of studio at this point.
I thought that wording on this one was the most interesting because they used the term retiring from the studio. Mm-hmm. Which to me was that really final. Like, to me, that's Casey Hudson saying, like, I'm not going to be back at BioWare ever.
Yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah, I've closed that chapter, and whatever I do going forward won't be that.
Yep.
in a way that some of these others didn't give me that vibe. So I did think that was interesting. Just Cause creator opens up a new triple game studio. So Christopher Sundberg, co-founder of Avalanche Studios and creator of its most recognizable game, Just Cause, has returned to the gaming industry and now opened up a new studio called Liquid Swords. Don't like that name.
Nope. I don't know what it means. It's not even real. It doesn't work.
You go fight me with your water sword, bro.
Yeah.
Your
The only way
liquid
that
sword
works is if it's ice, in which case it's not liquid.
or highly pressurized, which makes it like a beam of water, not like a sword.
Right.
Unless he's figured out how to cap it like a. What if it's like a lightsaber and that the stream shoots up high pressure water but stops?
No, that's not how laser swords work. That's not how lightsabers work.
It's not how laser swords work. New name of the episode. It's not how laser swords work. Please tell me more about your knowledge of laser swords.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh, yeah, please move on. Silent Hill, Gravity Rush, and Last Guardian veterans have now left to form a new studio. Not going to try with the names here because I don't want to be an asshole. But just know that people that worked alongside of all of those games have now formed a new studio that's called Boki Game Studios.
I think it's Boca Studio.
Yeah. So, veteran video game developer along with director of Silent Hill, Gravity Rush.
Now, it's important to note that I think they all were involved in 11/11 Memories Retold, weren't they?
I don't know the answer to that. Does it say that here?
I think so. Following their partners. Oh, no, that's the next
game.
one. I'm sorry.
Well, we fucking jumped the shark on this one.
Oof.
The next story is the least important and my favorite also, and you fucked it up. I just want to be clear. Because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know right here. Wallet and Gromit Studio teams up with Bandai Namco again for a new IP. If that doesn't get you engorged in the loins, nothing will. Because
by the way, it should be noted they were involved with the game 11/11 Memories Retold.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. This is like, does it say that? Because I'm looking at the same thing you are, and it doesn't say that anywhere in the one we're talking about.
I was in the wrong paragraph. It's my fault. Oh, well.
Aardman Studios, however you want to say that. They do Wallace and Gromit, Shaun the Sheep. They did the Chicken Run movie, starring one Mel Gibson. I love stop motion animation. I love them. They are probably as the pinnacle as you could be for something like that. But they are working with Bandai Namco again after their partnership with Dan has told us twice now. 11/11 Memories Retold. They have announced it's a new IP together. The project will cover multiple media, according to a press release. And so that you can just imagine that means that there's going to be film and TV coming out alongside whatever game it is, because that's how they both make money. They also did, what was that, the Caveman movie?
The Croods?
No, they don't do the Croods. Croods is popular too. Oh. It's Early Man was the name of it.
Oh.
It came out like two years ago or something like that.
Sure.
There it is. It's that top one.
Can't see it still.
Yeah. It looks good still. It has a really Wallace and Gromit look. They definitely have, that studio has a style and their characters.
Yeah, aesthetic.
Yeah, you can not know what they are, but you know, like when you see those Serta sheep, like you just know that that's like them.
Yep.
Like when you see Shaun the Sheep and you're like, oh, it's the same as the Serta. You like they just have a look about them. They're incredible. There's not like a many jobs I would move for. I would move to work at a place like that.
Wallace and Gromit?
Yeah, I love stop motion. I think it's so fascinating how much time and energy goes into it. You know, you spend all day working on a 3-second scene.
Yeah, there is a lot. You're right.
I think it's super interesting. The way that you get irritated that people don't appreciate like the little nuances with things, that's how I feel about stop motion. I'm like, you don't understand, that took 6 months to do that 30-second clip, so fuck you, you know? That's how I get. That's all the news. Obviously, the biggest story on there was the Wallace and Gromit thing.
Without a doubt. 11/11 Memories Retold.
11/11 Memories Retold. They actually worked on that with Namco. Namco. That's not how you say that.
Namco Bandai.
I shortened it for them. Get at me, Bandai Namco. If you want to sponsor the show, we just renamed you to Namco to make it shorter for everybody. So
Namdai.
No, it doesn't sound as good. It's Bandco.
Bandco?
What did I call them? Bandco? I don't know. I'm still hazy from the medicine. None of these stories even matter to me. I just want to be clear. I looked through here to see what was most important, and I was maybe the movie thing. I don't know.
You don't know.
Hard to say, really. Mucinex, if you want to sponsor the show, I won't be able to take you anymore before the show, but we'll jump on that partnership.
That's
you
fair.
can put that little phlegmy cough thing, that little mucus. He can do the intro to the show.
The mucus guy?
Yeah, they got the music. The Mucinex got the mucus. It wears where's the wife beater?
Yeah, and the hat, and the top hat.
Yeah,
with little
like, fucking,
fedora.
I'm a mucus. Yeah, I'm fucking mucus, and I'm in your throat. Then he gets coughed out. He's like, "What's going on
over here?"
Yeah. Oh no, not Mucinex. Look at those. He's got a tracksuit on in that one. It looks like.
Oh God, like a Russian gangster.
Yeah, look how they dress him like dirty and nasty. Why can't he have a suit on a top hat? Because then you wouldn't want him gone. I get it. Like
Right.
Russian gangster.
You gotta want him to be like.
He's got to be gross.
Yeah.
He's a little too endearing, though. He looks sort of like a Ninja Turtle and Slimer had a baby.
Nope. You are
Look at him. He's like hanging out with a flight attendant right there.
You're wrong.
Oh, yeah, I'm the fucking Mucinex. I don't even know if that's how he talks, but that's how I think he talks.
Yeah, it's kind of how he
I'm
talks.
sure
He talks with like a New Jersey accent.
Yeah, like a shitty one, though.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Flim over here.
And he's all grumbly.
Was that fanfic you got pulled up? Mucinex fanfic? Oh, no, I'm stuck in the fucking dryer again. Just to bring that back around for everybody.
Oh, no. Okay, we got to wrap it up now.
Remember, if you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch.
I got to go wash out my ears on that one.
Ooh. Do you use that candle that you shove in your ear? That pulls the wax out. Have you seen those?
I have, but I don't use it.
What about that thing that looks like a giant screw that you work in there?
Nope, I don't do that either.
You tried it, that doesn't work.
The screw doesn't?
Yeah, the screw doesn't.
I'm afraid I'd go too deep with that screw.
And puncture an eardrum?
I go too deep with a normal Q-tip sometimes.
I do too. I feel it. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, there's a point where you're like, this feels amazing, and you're like, oh, I've just damaged my brain a little bit. Like, it's such a fine line.
Yep, it's just that little sharp pain that climbs up the side of your head, and you're like, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, you're like, what if I just went a little deeper? Whoop, shouldn't have went that deep. That's clear. Okay.
Let's stop this.
Any blood on the back of that? Nope, we're good. Yep, so, anyways, patreon.com/Gamestitch. Thank you to Zach. Thank you to Thomas for making it happen. Heard from Thomas yesterday, so that was good. Good to hear from him. We didn't chat at all, but I heard from him, so that was good.
What's good?
I was so busy yesterday.
Probably wasn't in the party.
No, didn't join the party he wasn't invited to because that's how Sony works. Again, Sony, all can be forgiven if you want to drop down the sponsorship, maybe a 30-second read in the middle of the show, something like that.
Yeah, I still might have an issue with you, but if you go 60 seconds, I'll be okay.
The reason we can't actually get sponsorships is because we can't ever make it a whole thing without talking shit about whatever it is.
Yeah, no, that's part of it. Yeah, because we're honest. That's what we do. Because we do honesty here.
Mm-hmm.
We're truth
You know
tellers.
what honesty gets you? No sponsors.
We're truth tellers. You know what? That's the price you pay for walking the line of the righteous and mighty.
Yeah, I would love to have Gatorade as a sponsor. It won't keep me from calling that color of the drink that I like Cummy.
Right.
It looks like watered down semen.
I would love to have Sony as a sponsor, but you know what? The way you changed the party system fucking sucks.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a hot take from someone who's paid off to say the good things about it, you can find that out there.
Yeah, but it ain't us.
Yeah, we don't get a dime, and also if we did, we wouldn't last long because it still looks like cum in a bottle, Gatorade. Why is it that color?
Yeah, we'd walk out with just our dime.
Yeah. Why is it that color? There's no one in-house that thought, I'm not going to do it that weird hazy white liquid color just because people are going to drink it in public. So
Right, it's like a mix of pre-cum and actual semen. That's a pretty color.
Yeah.
People like that.
Because here's the thing, it's black cherry.
So maybe
It could have
some red
literally
in there
been
would be cool.
The color that it's supposed to be would have been fine.
Some red or even some black maybe.
Now, I'm on the Pepsi Crystal train, in that I think drinks like that don't need to be colored at all. Color the label. because I don't need the dye, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I get those flavor things that you dump in there in your drinks.
Like the Mios?
Yeah, like the Propel, like, powder ones.
Okay.
But I ordered a Propel one at Kroger, and they didn't have it, so they subbed it out with a Gatorade Zero, which is the same basic idea. But Propel is all clear. Gatorade Zero is this like atomic orange color that should not go in a body when you put it in your water. I mean, it is the most hyper. It is Mountain Dew Livewire, but even brighter.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, why did it need to be this way? If you wanted to make it sort of orange, I get it, but why does it need to be that orange? Like safety cone orange.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty color.
It would light up a dark room, if you just set it in the middle. And I don't like that.
You could
about
use
it.
it as
But
a
anyways,
light,
Gator,
as a night light.
you
Cool.
could. A beacon.
A flare.
Yeah, you just pour that in water and set it out behind your car if you get a flat. People were like, oh, there's a Gatorade right there. I don't like that kind. My favorite kind's the cummy looking one.
Yeah.
That's cherry, just to be clear, guys. It's cherry. It's black cherry, too.
So he's just telling you guys, if as long as you eat a lot of cherry and it tastes all right, he'll drink it.
I don't think I said that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I said it resembles. Dan made it worse by saying it was a mixture of actual semen and pre-cum.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Pre-semen.
If you drink a lot of if you eat a lot of cherry, your cum will taste like cherry-ish, and you'll drink it.
Well, cherry-ish. Here's the thing: if you want to say if people were spewing black cherry Gatorade froth out of their dicks, I would drink it. I guess the answer is probably yes.
Here's the
like
thing
way
I can
that
tell you.
tastes.
I can tell you from experience.
Oh, here we go.
This is taking a turn I didn't think it would.
Okay. From conversations that I've had with ladies.
No, we could just stop. We could just stop
not
where we are.
that is not how.
No, from your experience.
That is not how that works. All right, whatever you ingest does not automatically mean that's how it tastes.
Right. No, that's why I exclusively just eat asparagus all the time.
Right.
Because asparagus definitely works on part of that.
If that's the case, I feel like I would have a lot more sugar cookies in my diet.
Because your pee smells like a different thing when you have asparagus. It smells like you should see a doctor. The first person that ate asparagus was probably like, don't try it, guys. I think I'm dying. My insides are dying. Gerald, do you want to lay any more sexual knowledge on anybody? Are you good?
No.
You're good. That's it. That's just that one.
Yo, that's all you had?
Yeah, for now.
Just to be clear, if Gatorade was considering it, it's totally gone now.
Right.
When Gerald let you know, if you drink Gatorade, your cum will taste like the flavor of Gatorade that you enjoy the most. Yeah, you're right. If that was the case,
I'll tell you what. If Gatorade can find a way to make that work,
back on board. First off, if they could make that work, you wouldn't be able to find Gatorade anywhere.
No, it's true.
People would just be stocking up the...
Yeah, you think you couldn't find bread? Just wait.
The G2 semen enhancer. You wouldn't be able to find that anywhere. Man, I wish we hadn't messed that sponsorship up. I feel like it could have been a good one. We'll have to come. Powerade, get at us. We haven't said anything derogatory about you yet.
No, we haven't.
Because you're just a knockoff Gatorade, so...
My wife actually likes the Powerades better.
I like the bottle shape better.
And they have less... Actually, it has less sugar in it than the Gatorade Zero.
Now, they have a sugar-free Powerade, and I don't like those as much as the Gatorade Zeros.
Oh, see, my wife likes is the other way.
Yeah.
She likes the Powerade, Ions, I think they are.
My favorite is, I really do genuinely like Propel. They all taste the same, though. To me, Propel's doing the Fruit Loop thing, and that people think Fruit Loops taste different, but they're all the same flavor.
Yeah.
I think Propel's doing that. Kiwi, strawberry, watermelon, lemonade, they're all just, they taste like that powdered drink thing. So, that's going to do it for us. Hope you really enjoyed this. I'm sick. Dan might be sick. He's gone off camera to cough. Did you catch COVID through the internet?
No. That's not how that works. Maybe if you're
Body armor.
wearing a screen door mask.
Yeah. Ooh. Someone's still carrying that with them. Body armor is like a product of like Gatorade or something, right?
Yeah, it actually tastes good. I was going to tell you about that. The strawberry banana was really good. I've tried a few of them.
Sugar's too high on them.
No, there's sugar-free ones.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't tried one of those.
Yeah, they're actually really good. There's like
sugar's
a blue
real
one
high
that was like
on
amazing.
on the normal body armor, though.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta watch that sugar. It'll sneak up on you. Next thing you know, beaties.
Yeah, this one right here. The pomegranate.
I've never even seen
blueberry
that.
pomegranate. That was really, really
It's
good.
like a blue bottle. I only see the other ones. Those are light. Are those sugar-free? What's that black bottle?
Yeah. It says no sugar added.
Oh, yeah. I would like to try. Oh, no sugar added, but is there already sugar in it, though?
No, if it is, like it's like 1 or 2 grams.
You gotta watch fucking labels. They're sneaky.
Uh-huh.
Because they'll put no sugar added. You'll turn it over, and it'll be just like fucking all the grams of sugar in there already.
Right.
They didn't need to add any.
Didn't need to add it because it already had it all.
Yeah.
Right, where I don't do sugar, so I'm always on that stuff, watching that.
Yeah, you probably watch it better than I do. I'm watching it for the carbs. You're watching it for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're probably, I should take your word on it.
For survival, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm arguing with you about something that you have to watch. This has been 412. Thanks for you guys waiting on me this morning.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the listeners putting up with the way that I sound and that rogue sneeze that I let go halfway through. I'm not going to take that out. I want you to feel my pain.
Fair enough.
And thanks for being here. However I normally close this thing out.
Thanks for being here. Thank you and good night.
Yeah, good night. Good night. So we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Goodbye.
Good night.
Gerald continuing his run and not telling people goodbye.